The season of winter 2021 was filled with lots of fantastic shows. Between the amazing sequels and the new shows, there was plenty of quality stuff out there, but out of everything, there were two shows that truly stood out to me. Wonder Egg Priority and Mushoku Tensei. Wonder Egg Priority for having a fantastic story, a unique art style to show off, and dealing with depression and suicide very well. But when it comes down to Mushoku Tensei, in my humble opinion, is because it is the greatest isekai ever written. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation is the grandfather of the isekai genre. It is a story about a 30-year-old man who is the scum of the earth. Like, think of a terrible thing, and this guy has probably done it if it requires minimal work. Eventually he dies from good old Truck-kun. Immediately after getting killed, he reincarnates into a baby's body and is given a second chance at life, a chance for redemption, a chance to redeem his previous life. And while at first you see him falling into his older, perverted habits, you see him actively try to become a better person. You see someone go from being trash to maturing and trying to redo their life for the better. It is not only inspiring, but fun to watch. We all have made decisions in our life that we wish to redo or get a second chance at life to undo those mistakes. So seeing someone that is 99% likely to be more trash than you work on becoming a better person is entertaining and interesting to watch. This baby, known as Rudius Grey Rat, quickly learns how to read, write, and even move around by using knowledge from his previous life. It wasn't until he was a few months old that he learned magic was in this world. He eventually finds a magic book in a treasure chest and uses it to learn the art of magic. You see, that was just one episode, and it has quite an interesting plot already created. A person who wants to live a different life than the one beforehand. He wants to be respected in this world, but he still struggles with his previous life problems. For example, he used to be bullied in high school, and because of that, he is scared of leaving his home in this world. It wasn't until the sweet, beautiful magic instructor named Roxy shows up that he learns that the outside world isn't as scary when you're with someone. And because of his friendship with Roxy, he helps second best girl Sylphie survive from her bullies. He saves her from a life filled with misery. Roxy's lessons to Rudy gave him hope. And to be perfectly honest, you could honestly make a religion out of Roxy. Oh wait. At first, Rudy thinks Sylphie is a male, and he is kind of like questioning her. Like, he really thinks she's a guy. But like a very girly looking guy. However, through demonetization means, he discovers quickly that she is a female through a certain bath scene. Moving on, Rudy wants to go to the school that his master went to. However, he forms this bond with Sylphie and promises not to leave her. So he asks his dad, and the dad says pretty much that he can only afford for Rudy to go to school. And not for Sylphie to go along with him, because he's a noble, but he isn't like a high-ranking noble. So Rudy basically asks for a job and gets kidnapped and works as a magic teacher to his cousin Eris. Eris is a jerk, and she is the worst girl of the three. But she also brings out the funniest moments in the entire series, at least in my humble opinion. I'm going to skip a little bit, but Eris and Rudy's relationship grows quite a bit, where at first she is just a jerk to him, to where she kind of crushes on him a little bit. He teaches her how to dance and how to cast magic, and most importantly, she gets jealous of the girls that flirt with Rudy. Which just today I found out that that was not actually a canon scene, that was an added scene. It's honestly quite funny to watch all these added scenes that are different from the light novel, because as somebody who's an anime only, I have no idea until they get pointed out. But anyway, at this point in the story, there wasn't much of a driving force until out of nowhere magic comes and they end up teleporting to Demon Continent. Following this, there's a lot of good details between the characters. Rudy kind of gets very stressed, and their whole goal is to make it back to a safe place out of the Demon Continent and make sure Eris stays safe. That's Rudy's true goal, but he has to go through money issues, he has to go through life expenses, and he has this whole guild plot that's quite interesting interesting to say the least. He also wants to make this whole demon clan seem like good guys again, which again, that's quite interesting as well. I'm not gonna get any further into the story, but let's just say Rudy's character development in this mini arc, in this demon continent arc that we haven't finished yet in the story, was quite interesting. But no matter what, either way, Mushoku Tensei is truly a masterpiece. From the production behind it coming from a studio that was solely made to create Mushoku Tensei, you can see all the effort and work they put into it, from the details in the lighting moving like how actual candles work, to them researching and putting the correct furniture for the time period, to the freaking beautiful animation. You can tell that they put their sweat, heart, and a whole lot of love into this project, and it's truly amazingly well done. The story is paced really well as it moves. I never felt bored in one area. In fact, if anything, I never felt rushed either. It gave each moment a perfect amount of time to shine, and fantastically explained each thing. And changes. And once again, the changes it makes from the light novel to anime, I've only heard positive things from light novel readers. For example, things like the original present heiress gets Rudy changing to this demonetization liquid. Anyway, the jokes land. The tropes don't feel like they're overused pieces of garbage like most isekais tend to feel like. Usually, I hate the isekai tropes, but in Mushoku Tensei, I enjoyed all of them. I loved the first half of season 1 of this series, and I'm really excited for the second part. Personally, I rate this first half of the season a 9 out of 10, and I'm really excited to see what comes out of the next half of Mushoku Tensei. This is the highest I've ever rated the first season of a isekai, so that's kind of a big deal for me, I guess. But one thing I want to mention before we end the video is a few things. The opening for the series was really good. It wasn't an actual opening with like visuals. Instead, it was like they just played the opening song, but actually continued the story. Because oftentimes, I don't skip openings, but I see a lot of people just skip openings or just wish I would get right into the story rather than having to deal with the same opening over and over. And this way, we don't lose out on the fantastic music, but we also get a new story each episode instead of having that extra 1.5 minutes filled with an opening. We get an extra 1.5 minutes of content, and I really like that style, and I hope other animes adapt that. I haven't seen another anime do that yet. I'm not saying there isn't one, but this is just the only anime I believe I have seen with this. Mushoku Tensei is truly a masterpiece, and it's an enjoyable ride as it goes. Best waifu and best girl is Roxy, by the way. Fight me. By the way, she's the only one legal right now. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you're new here and want to subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. I post mostly Bleach content, but I'm trying to inch in some One Piece and some other videos like this video on Mushoku Tensei. I definitely plan to make more reviews on Mushoku Tensei as the series progresses, or more videos just discussing the themes of the show, because Mushoku Tensei is a masterpiece, okay? It just is amazing. I love it. It's my favorite isekai now, which used to be Overlord, but Mushoku Tensei just blew Overlord out of the water. I am sorry. I loved it. If you guys want to drop a like too, that'd be amazing. Even if you disagree with the overall message of this video, I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, comment your thoughts on this masterpiece. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to hear what you think of each episode, and just even if you write a paragraph or an essay, I'll read it and I'll tell you my thoughts on your ideas of the series. Just keep it civilized down there, I asked you guys. But yeah, anyway, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!